A man left his wife and 17 children, but after 20 years, the unbelievable happened. When one woman had her 17th child, her husband could not bear it and abandoned her. 20 years later, he survived the biggest shock of his life. Christina Osterk was a passionate woman. She loved to cook. She liked it since childhood. She worked in the kitchen, and when she got old enough to find a job, she moved from fast food establishments to fast food establishments until she found a job in a pizzeria. Christina loved working there. She started by helping cooking, setting the table, and washing dishes. She became a chef on her 22nd birthday and cooked all types of pizza that people liked. The restaurant received amazing reviews, and the owners felt so. It was as if they had won the lottery by finding it. They planned to have more children, but unfortunately nature had other plans for them, and they were unable to conceive naturally. Exactly then, they began to think about a surrogate mother, which is practiced in many countries of the world and is considered quite normal. She returned home in the morning. Often spouses hardly saw each other, only to hand over the children and talk briefly about them. It started to become a small problem in their relationship. However, Christina and Andre had a wonderful relationship, and they vowed to make more efforts to revive their relationship. They both reduced the number of working hours and began to spend more time together. It was at that moment that they realized that they really loved being parents and got enjoyment out of raising her 8 children. When his wife asked if they should add a few more children to the family, he refused. Happiness lay in to have a big family, and he was already beginning to feel unhappy. The cost of having that many children was stunning. Christina and Andre spent from 3,500 to 4,200 pounds sterling a week only for the essentials for everyone and the children, and that's before they even paid several nannies who helped them. But as soon as she began to get used to her new life and everything fell into place, something happened that turned her world upside down. He up and left her, shocked and heartbroken. One morning, Andre kissed her goodbye. It turned out that Andre was no longer in love with her, and he moved somewhere far away where she would never find him. He was unable to cope with 17 children, and although at first he believed that a big and extensive family would make him happy, the truth was that he was unhappy. It was too hard for him to be a working father, not to mention the huge amount of money they spent that came from his salary. That's why he left. He said, "She can keep the house and everything in it, but enough is enough." He filed for divorce and left. Christina was beside herself with anger at Andre, but more than that, she felt offended, rejected, as if their entire family had been lies. Christina would be forgiven if she gave up, but in fact, this sad turn of events made her focus even more on her family. Was it easy? No. Having 17 children running around the house was definitely a stressful situation, but somehow she managed to properly educate each of them and provide their love and attention. In the end, Christina returned to her initial hobby, cooking. She discovered she could buy a pizzeria where she once worked and grabbed the opportunity with both hands. The establishment was located in a great location, and she just needed some practice to return to her previous level. And speaking of Andre, Christina almost forgot about him. That was until 20 years later. He walked straight into her restaurant. Andre wanted to talk to Christina. He said that he missed her and thought about her and the children. He asked, "How are the children doing?" But Christina stayed cold, telling him that he was a coward when he left all of them. Some of the children studied to become engineers, cooks, teachers, doctors, and even lawyers, and they owed it all to her. Andre was shocked. He never expected that Christina or any of the children would thrive without him. But one thing was certain, they didn't need him in their lives. Andre was once again shocked by what he heard. Christina told him to leave the restaurant, never come back, and never try to contact her or any of the children. He left them in their time of need, and he will never have a second chance. Christina was a strong and cheerful woman who loved her children very much, and she dealt with it all without help. This couldn't change now. Now it's all up to her. What do you think about this incredible story? Would you be able or want to take care of 17 children?